Jake, it's so nice to meet you, man.
Lovely to meet you too.
Yeah,
man.
we just was talking about our beer games, and I feel like we bonded a little bit.
A beard game and beard talk is very important.
Yeah,
it should
it really
never
is.
be dismissed.
We should let each other know that more often.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the maintenance factors and making sure you get the right combs and things like that. Very important facts. Oils. Yes, exactly.
You guys are getting this here.
Yes.
Peep game.
just keep falling asleep.
All right, so let's talk about Roadhouse.
Yeah.
I saw the movie.
Yeah.
Loved it. Absolutely.
It's
loved
great,
it.
right? It's fun.
It's
fun.
so fun. But somebody tells me I was told that you were are a super huge fan of Roadhouse. Like you grew up watching it, like it's a cult classic. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you talk to me about the differences between that original cult classic and what you guys try to do with this one?
Well, I'm an enormous fan of Patrick Swayze. Have been since I was a kid. And then I worked with him and had the honor to work with him when we did this movie, Donnie Darko. And he was so good to me. And then from then on out, throughout the years, he was always, him and his wife Lisa, always so supportive and loving of me. And so, yeah, I mean, look, you're talking to a person who's watched Point Break over probably 250 times. Yeah. And that's probably a low number. I don't even know. I watched it so many times. I have also subsequently, because of my sister, watched Dirty Dancing exorbitant amount of times, and have then become a convert. I love Dirty Dancing. And Roadhouse is just another one of those. I mean, each one of the movies that he made, who he was and what he exuded, is just so clear. He's just a massively charismatic human being. That's what he was. And so, yeah, Roadhouse is one of those things. And I remember as a kid seeing the poster, not really knowing fully what it was, and then seeing clips of it on TV and moments and stuff. And I didn't really see the whole full movie until I was probably in my teens. And then when Doug Lyman, who I've been friends with for 15 plus years, came to me, we were talking about another project. He said to me, I also just got this new sort of reimagined script for Roadhouse, and I literally, he couldn't finish his sentence, and I was like, I'm in. I was like, that sounds like the craziest idea, I'm in.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was my instinct, maybe it was something else from somewhere else saying, this feels right to me. A lot about having fun, a lot about entering in a world that I feel like, I love getting into worlds that I wouldn't necessarily find myself in, in films. And so that just offered it to me. It was it felt fun and colorful and joyous. And I was like, I'm in. I usually hem and haw about, what it is, and I didn't here.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. And I love what you said about the joy of it, because I was watching it on the plane ride over here, and I was just like, ooh. This is my blood was pumping.
It's fun. Yeah, it's so fun.
You want to talk about charismatic though? Conor McGregor.
I know. The movie's it's happening, right? You go on and you're like, oh, this is cool. Okay, this is fun. It's like, where's this gonna go? And then all of a sudden Conor comes in.
Conor comes in and just takes it to a whole nother level.
I know.
And what's incredible is that I believe this is his first feature film that he's in. That's not a documentary, obviously about himself.
Yes.
Can you talk to me about you're in the movie that he decided to kind of make his first feature-length movie, and how is that?
I've had a couple of moments, I've had many moments gratefully in my career like this, but not like this. I remember being on a press tour with Eminem,
Yeah.
And I was sitting there next to Eminem, you know what I mean? I was just this is my job. This isn't, I would ever have thought that this would have ever happened, And it was the same thing in a way, when he said he was gonna do it, I remember getting the call. And I remember being so excited, and then sort of immediately after terrified.
I was terrified before coming in here, but I thought he was gonna be here.
Yeah. But I was also oh wow, we have to fake fight, but I know what that entails, And it was just, he the first thing he said to me when we talked on the phone was he said, I'm a white belt in making movies and acting, and I'm here to learn.
Wow.
And I thought, wow. I mean, and I think that's what the martial arts brings out. And they call it the arts, martial arts, for a reason. It's an art, and this is the arts. And so there's some sort of connection there. And I think we found it, I think we found it together. And it was really amazing to see why somebody exceeds in their craft. They exceed in their craft because they maintain that humility.
Right.
Obviously, you don't always see that in his before a fight and have brashness and all this stuff. But I think within the ring it has to be maintained because they have to listen to that instinct. in all those moments you have to listen to instinct, and he does, and he was just wonderful to work with on set. Wonderful.
That's incredible. Well, like, you're no stranger to like films that have to do with physicality, like fighting. Like, you know, Southpaw immediately comes to mind. And, you know, as an actor, you know, you do the work in your body and like the way you train, but working with someone who is as seasoned as Conor and like doing it for real, you know, my first question to that is like, to Conor, how does he think you did? But I want to know, like, in your eyes, like, do you think you kind of like did right by Conor? Did you talk about that? Did he give you like a thumbs up, like, you got it?
Look, I mean, I think in the fight game, and fight fans are gonna, you know, they're meticulous in how they watch, and they know and how, and very aware of that. I think Conor would be like, yeah, no, he did great. I think he did great, you know, because he's always like, he's supportive. I think, you know, when I look at it, I'm always like looking at what you could do and how you could change, but that's how it is when you watch anything you do, or he's like, but I think what we've done on this movie is, particularly with the impact and the fighting, the punching, it's never been done before. And Garrett Warren, Steve Brown, who are our stunt coordinator, fight coordinator, respectively, Doug Lyman, our director, and our special effects group, came up with the process where, like, punches have never been seen like this before. So to me, when I see it, I'm very proud of that. We worked very hard to try and make these fights fun and entertaining, but also feel like have an audience look and not see something different than they've ever seen before.
Right. That's incredible, man. And like, I don't want to spoil anything. The POV shots. Holy God. You know what I'm saying? It's incredible how that was put together, and it feels very real in its physicality, in its connection. Like, I felt like I was watching something I've never seen before.
Well, now you know what it's like to be face to face with Conor McGregor.
That's where the fear comes in.
I mean, the first shot we ever did was me, like, literally the headbutt scene. That was the first time I ever did anything with Conor. That's the thing also on set. It's like, I remember people craning their necks when he came on set. It was like everybody gathered around, just like, you know, it was really cool. It was very cool.
Doug Lyman said that this is a career-defining role for you. What do you say to that?
I mean, coming from him, that's so flattering. I mean, he's worked with so many incredible people, and he's incredible himself. I mean, we're friends. So he always said to me, I want to, you know, we'll have dinner, we'll see each other all the time. And so in that way, he's like, I want to capture in a movie what I see in you when we're just hanging out. And in that way, you know, I think the fact that he feels he's done that, it's hard for me because it's hard to have a perspective on any of that stuff, but it means a lot, and it means a lot coming from him, and I love this movie. So,
what does South by Southwest like means to you, like in terms of the industry, this film? No, I think it's an incredible place. First of all, Austin as a city, I've visited many times. Two of my best friends live here, and so I've spent a lot of time here, and I love the energy here, always have. And that same energy is what South by Southwest is, you know, this love of the arts, love of cinema, love of that form of expression. And, you know, I've been here, this is now my third time, and every single time, it's just people loving, wanting to have fun, enjoying each other, enjoying movies, and it doesn't ever take itself too seriously, but it does know that the craft is serious. And that's what I love about South by Southwest. See, I think we could like wrap up on that one. That was a good one. Love it. Thank you so much, Jay.